Hi, we're Team MMSolutions, and we'll be presenting our solution to Challenge 5. Here's a quick overview of our team. Challenge 5 looks at how Clerk of Works reporting can be streamlined using an end-to-end digital solution. The current reporting progress is highly manual, with the as-is process making it difficult to aggregate and visualize data effectively for all stakeholders. To define our solution, it was important to uncover the key pain points associated with the current process. Through a mirror board brainstorming exercise, we identified the following pain points. Firstly, the Clerk of Works reporting process is very manual and time-consuming, with clerks using clipboards and pens to record data on site. Next, the current mode of data collection means data is not stored in a standardized format and can be error-prone. Each clerk may have their own ways of recording data, which means data is not comparable across reports. Additionally, the word-based storage of reports means data is highly fragmented and can't be aggregated to derive insights. The key stakeholders involved in the reporting and use of data from Clerk of Works reports are presented here alongside their needs. Generally, a Clerk of Works wants to easily record and save their report data. Next, the PM and quantity surveyor wants to access report data to ensure projects are progressing according to the desired scope, costs, and timelines. Lastly, the contractors need to be able to access and analyze reports to identify and address critical project issues early on. Based on our analysis, we define the must-have features of our solution. The solution must ensure data input is automated and standardized using form-based data entry and storage. The solution must centrally store, collate, and combine historical and incoming site data for both site and project levels, and must also include a data visualization dashboard to indicate key insights from the Clerk of Works reports. To provide value to stakeholders, real-time alerts will also ensure PMs and contractors can identify key project status changes, and lastly, the data must be centrally stored and managed. The solution we proposed is RITA, Real-Time Inspection Data Analytics, which is an end-to-end digital solution that automates data collection, reporting, and visualization of report data. The solution leverages Power Apps, which acts as the front-end interface for reporters to input data in a form-based format.
Hello, I'll give a short overview of our app and how an end user would be using our app. Our app is highly modular. It can be accessed through any mobile device like an iPad or iPhone, or also it can be accessed through a browser in a laptop. There are four sections in the app where an user opens the app and they will be taken to the start screen where the user can start entering the details in the app. The app is easily navigable where user can hop in between sections. This is a run through of an example clerks of work flow where a clerks of work can enter these details on the field sections. The sections are highly customizable and dynamic. As you can see in a dynamic section, we can change the number of questions that get shown to the clerks of work on the basis of the entry. We can work with the stakeholders to identify any dynamic and repetitive data entry points so that we can make this app more better. Data validation checks can also be enforced in this app so that we can maintain the data quality.
By leveraging the centralized SharePoint database, we can seamlessly integrate the dataset into Power BI. This allows live data to be fed to the visuals, which are published to a workspace. An automatic refresh can be set up along with a Power Automate flow that triggers refreshes every time a new form is submitted in Power Apps. The dashboard is divided into the same four sections as the form. This ensures stakeholders can easily digest the information most relevant to them, providing concise and summarized insights through visuals that are easy to understand. The dashboard provides a clear summary of data tailored to each stakeholder group, making it easy for them to access the information they need without sifting through irrelevant details. This would be the case in the traditional method, where Clerk of Works would submit their reports in a large Word format. Filters and tooltips enhance the ability to analyze and visualize data by allowing users to focus on specific categories and enrich the charts with additional context. Standardizing the data also enables users to compare Clerk of Works investigations over time and track site progress more easily.
This is an example Power Automate flow which gets triggered when data is entered into a Power Apps. In this example, we are checking for a condition if there are some issues with neighbors. We are assuming if there are any issues with neighbors, which would be like a very high risk situations. This would trigger a flow wherein we can send an email to the concerned authority based on the basis of like there has been some issue with the neighbors along with the ID and the link to the item. Item here refers to the SharePoint list item wherein the data is stored when a Power App is used on the field. Or Power App along with Power Automate is highly customizable and we can trigger many flows when there is something goes wrong.
On to the benefits that we believe that our solution will bring. I think having looked at the app that we have for data input and the app that we have for data visualization at the end, it's immediately obvious the substantial improvements compared to the current solution that those products will bring. The primary largest benefit will be the streamlining of the data entry process. Currently that appears to be very burdensome with the manually writing into sheets. With this, data is captured once rather than repeatedly and is then immediately stored in a centralized location. This substantially allows for improved project management, as rather than having to chase multiple different documents, all data will be stored in the same format in a centralized repository, currently SharePoint, but an alternative database could be used in the future. With all of that data in one place, it's much easier for project managers and other people involved with projects to be able to keep track of the changes that they come up, and particularly once we factor in as well the Power Automate functions we would set up to send triggered events, emailing people as soon as they cross certain thresholds on projects. There are multiple other benefits that we can see here around the visualizations, the amalgamations, but we're just focusing on these three for now. If we had more time to work on this project, we would have focused on implementing natural language processing for the extended text fields, as currently they include a lot of very useful information, but it's difficult to extract the insights from that for more structured analysis and potentially for future automated flagging. This shouldn't be too complicated to incorporate, though, as the data has been stored and therefore could be accessed in the future for that kind of analysis. This could be automated upon the data set that already exists in SharePoint. We would also be looking to expand the current automated flows that we have that run off specific thresholds being met. Conversations could be had with subject matter experts to find out what is a key and relevant threshold for various metrics. And once a larger data volume was collected, it would be possible to then potentially implement machine learning-based algorithms to look at what is a predictor of faults long-term on a project. Additionally, we would explore implementing an additional app that could be used by contractors to record their faults of work, which would then be tied back to reports. This would allow for easier audit tracing of faults as they are raised and would free up availability for official staff. Due to the small volume of data that we started with, we focused on replicating the structure of that single form that we had. So we assumed that it was kind of a key sample that would reflect how data would generally be coming in that form. But due to the flexibility of Power Apps, if more field forms were added, or if the data was actually structured differently between different reports, it would be entirely possible to restructure the Power App to better fit that kind of data. For data security measures, one of the benefits of the fact that all the tools that we have used are Microsoft Suite tools, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power BI. All of these things can be managed through a Microsoft administrator. This can be managed through different levels of security groups, user controls, and various other internal Microsoft security access. In terms of handling all potential data inputs, currently our solution allows for all potential input that was included in the form, but if additional data was required, such as audio recordings, pictures or videos, these could also be incorporated into the app, which is another layer of flexibility that is not included in a paper-based form.